I welcome you back to Off, where you left me in the room right before I started Chapter 2. You may have noticed that the chapter numbers are counting downward instead of upward. This is almost where I get to go back and fight that secret boss I mentioned a couple parts ago. And also this floor. We've seen this pattern many times, many places before. This floor is now no longer harmful. It's changed. Still inanimate, betters gotta check. What's this? It's an old comic book. So, this is great. There's the credits there. They're a parody of the actual credits of this game. Also, the art on these, the comic book characters are fantastic. They're so goofy. So, just like your comic, you walk left to right. You can fight these guys if you like, but this is a different character than you. He's Boxer, superhero, and he's level 87. Way higher level than we are. There's his competencies. He is, of course, completely overpowered. The Arm of Justice, the Fist of Vengeance, Starry Shorts, Integrated Cup, just in case, and his Nerves of Steel. Now this, the Lucky Coin, this one's a bit special. You can actually unequip this. You can unequip all the stuff, really. But for whatever reason, if you unequip this, this goes back to Better's inventory after this little segment's over, which I'm pretty sure is intentional because it's the only one that will do that. But it's also a super good item, as you can see. It's plus 10 on spirit and agility. Status, he is superhero. Doesn't have a class though, unfortunately. Who watched the Watchmen? I don't know, that's... I don't think you did that right, Mortis Ghost. Zounds. The real invasion. Apparently in French he uses like a similarly old-timey word. So that's a little bug with them facing the wrong direction with RPGmaker. But just like a comic book, Mortis Ghost made him walk from left to right and fight from left to right, just like you'd be in a comic book. When I said he's completely overpowered, that's what I meant by that. Oh, I should have used an eye on those guys, unfortunately. So he doesn't... I've been talking a while about the wide angle and how you would... You may not have the wide angle ability to scan things, and that's what the eye is for. You're supposed to be able to use an eye as the Boxer to see those guys are called ball clones. Ooh, today Mom picked me up, and Zachary's here now. The end is near, my friend. Face the Queen. The golden fruits of your carnage. Of course, I can finally talk about Zachary now that this is the last Zachary of the game. as I've been pointing out, the only thing you can do with your money, your credits, is buy equipment. Equipment gives you very tiny little upgrades to your stats. They're almost not even worth doing, but you may as well because there's nothing else to spend your credits on whatsoever. That you could spend 100 credits on that guy that has the page, that's it, in Zone 2. So I believe this is a statement by Mortis Ghost, like, make the equipment, the RPGmaker stuff, as awful as possible, as, you know, like, seemingly pointless, as a statement about what you're actually doing. Or maybe about RPGmaker type games in general. I'm not sure. I want to say that it's a statement against using combat in this game. So we're going to ignore that for now. Get some equipment upgrades. This is not the best bat in the game, but it's next to the best bat. Jumpy symbols are equipment or weapons for the add-ons. R of Lunacy. Neil Tunic. Everyone gets an R of Lunacy. Which I think that's pretty fitting as the final defense aura for these guys. And then the final color upgrade is the color of Neglect. Very, very interesting. And I need to buy a Grand Brachial from him because he has the final grand item. Well, not the final grand item, but nearly the final grand item. Aura of Lunacy is awesome. Neil Tunic. Also, the 8th color is fantastic. Couldn't get all the days either. Reduces consumption of CP, that's a good one. Don't need that at all. Secret Day, that's the one I wanted. Does the same thing. I guess better can keep Sunday for now. Get a jumpy symbol. Hold on, Alpha. You should also get, no, you can keep your Friday. I will have Omega, the healer, be immune to these effects. We have a Color of Hatred. We have a Tibia, a Humerus, Epidermis. It's identical. Aura Power is slightly better. Oh. Epsilon has the best abilities. I mean, the best symbol already. Have this, Color of Hatred. Yeah, let's give you the bleeding symbol, because you do use attacks relatively often. Got everything? Let me see. Everyone have Color of Hatred equipped. They do. We have Aura of Greatness and Aura of Lunacy. Color of Hatred. Color of Force is actually better. Or identical, whatever. Okay, so... let's actually sell literally everything else equipment-wise. Because we're about to face the secret boss. I believe I can face the secret boss now. And she is very tough. Oh, I spoiled it. It is a female character. One of 2 female characters in this entire game. Which I also believe is a statement by Mortis Ghost. Color of Sadness. Don't need that anymore. Throw away my sadness. I don't need my sadness. I'll keep my days because they're unique. And I guess that should do it. So there's one zone we have not returned to. We've been to Zone 1 Purified, Zone 2 Purified, Zone 3 Purified, and now the room is white. It's not purified just yet. We have not been back to Zone 0. I remember where to go. I think this way. Oh, this is the one. Never hungry. Smiley face. Huge ducky. She seems to be completely ignoring what you say, and she has these piles of sugar around her. A frightening one. And she just attacks us. Completely ignores what we have to say and attacks us. So. Before I say anything, let's do a wide angle. Sugar is her name. She has no weaknesses. And she has 4 dummies. Similar to our add-ons. What she was doing there with the dummies was buffing herself. So... I seem to recall this is the first boss that you can actually poison. I just killed all of her dummies in one hit because of my powered up stats. Dome Blanche. All of her attacks are named after confections. There's no weaknesses, so I guess we'll go with this one. Oh, I poisoned her already. I had 600 damage in one tick. It's pretty amazing. I think she has physical attacks, but we'll try to blind her as well. Quattro Quartz. I think I put up the defense just a second after getting hit by her. So another thing that's really great in this game, in my opinion... Let's do this. She's blinded and poisoned, excellent. Another thing that I really like is there are usually multiple ways for you to see, to interpret the sprites. So you can kind of interpret her chest there, her jacket's open, she's wearing a short jacket. You can interpret those things on her chest being her breasts hanging down, like being very small and pointed downward, like very saggy, or you can consider them as being like tape over her nipples. It's just however you see it is the correct way to see it, and I think that's kind of interesting. Long chain. As you can tell, she has a ton of HP, but she's poisonable, which is interesting. And I think poison does like a percentage of your health every turn. So as you can see, she's taking 600 damage per turn. She has a ton of health. There we go. Oof. 30,000. She was worth more than like entire groups of secretaries. And I got the final grand item, the Grand Chocolatier. Everyone leveled up like crazy off that. Feeling so cold. Didn't like that dance. Frown. Huge frightening ducky has won this round. And say goodbye to Zachary? Sure is, buddy. So we seem to have beaten up also a mentally ill person who was locked in the basement with a bunch of drugs, who ignored what we said and called us a huge frightening ducky. Guess it's better this way. So that's what all the 5 grands are for. Oh, I said earlier that the music box was used for a secret ending. I was totally wrong and lying, actually. Maybe I was trying to fool you, maybe I was just misremembering, I can't recall what I said it for. But the secret ending, which gives us a joke monkey ending, is what the Ares card is for. We have to beat the game and choose one of the 2 particular endings, and then we'll see the monkey ending. Let's do a Nevermind real quick. I'll do a save, a secondary save here. Whoops, not this way. And with the save, I will take the Ares card. So let's take the Ash to bat. And with the final boss coming up, and I remember the final boss, the Queen, being very difficult, I'm also going to use my orbs at last. That's all of it. I believe there's a few things I have not managed to buy yet, but that's okay. I'm buffed like crazy now by beating that secret boss Sugar. Here we go. I will return to this because there is a second ending, but I have a particular ending in mind for the first time. And I'll cut off the video and make the second ending a different part. Assuming I can beat the queen today, because, like I said, she's very strong. Oh, another note I'm going to make right here before I press enter anymore, or spacebar anymore, is that there's a line here that was translated incorrectly by the translator into English. So when it comes up, I'll let you know, and I'll tell you what the line was, but just keep that in mind because it changes the meaning of what's being said 100%, 180. So the queen says, "You're finally here. But your way was in vain. You will do naught but raise trouble here. Go home." That's what I did. This here is the cradle of my father. Your guardians have fallen. You're now a queen of a kingdom that no longer exists. Why have you destroyed the nation that I have rebuilt? It was simple. You've never been in this place to do even the slightest thing. Your role is to take care of him. You have failed in your task. Now because of you, I must complete my sacred mission. I have done all this for him. I truly wish for my children to be happy. We're so busy preparing the birthday party that we forgot who it was for. You have ruined the carnival, Batter. I'll not let you lay a hand on the son we have brought into this world. This is the line. This is the line that was mistranslated. In French, it says, "I will not let you lay your hand on the son that has brought us into the world." Now, that is a strange thing to say. Yes. But in previous lines were her talking about, the Batter's lines was talking about the cradle of my father, like this is where my father was born. They are talking about someone who is both a son and a father to them, like a baby but has created. So let's keep that in mind as we go forward. Now we're in battle with the queen. Wide angle as usual. Vader Iloha. I do need to translate. Maybe next episode I will have looked up what this means. I believe it's Latin again. And she has add-ons as well. Royal add-ons. Delta, Sigma, and Epsilon. So let us start with poison. I've been wrong since the beginning. Ooh, Cubist Tragedy, let's see that one. It's Gaussian Blur. That also takes away their competency points. She doesn't really have any weaknesses, so let's put it this way. Let's poison all of her add-ons. Got one down. Does not love you. Now who does not love us? That's two add-ons down. I don't think the other add-on or the queen are poisoned, though. It's nothing but the void after me. Is she saying that after this there will be nothing because you will have defeated the last guardian? The last add-on down. She's poisoned, so let's do says loves you not again. I guess we'll start buffing. I don't think it's necessary at this point. I think I've won this one. My super powerful abilities. There we go. So she's capable of inflicting every single status effect on you. Often at the same time, you get all 5, which is total wrecking. Her add-ons can heal her and cure status effects. They can buff her and each other. And she has multiple hitting and high damage single attacks. So she is legit a boss. But she is poisonable, which means with my buffed up stats and poison, she falls relatively easily because of all the secretaries I fought earlier. Do you want some coffee, my love? Way of the Fly, it's time to join your disciples. It all went wrong. Time to forget about it and dream sweet dreams. So, in the battle, she was saying things like, he doesn't love you. She was saying very negative things. And her words literally had the ability to hurt you, poison you, make you angry, put you to sleep. And now she's saying very nice, sweet things. Just before she dies. And that's a great exchange. Look, he has your eyes. They're full of fear. So here we go. We're back to this, but it's all red now. Chapter 0, the batter. So we went from chapter 1 back to chapter 0. Or rather, forward to chapter 0, because the chapters have been counting backwards. This should look familiar as well, but now it's completely empty. Nothing in the corners, nothing. Oh, we've seen this before. Here. Better. Why are you going into battle with a baby? So, I've made this choice. I've decided to kill the queen. I've decided to buff up Batter to enormous levels. I'm going to go through with it. Hugo, a little boy. That's it. No weaknesses. No special abilities. And he doesn't even attack you. He's just like that critical burnt on the tracks. Critical burnt that just says help, help, help as you beat on him. Hugo doesn't even say help. Hugo puts his arms over his head, defending himself from you, an adult, as you beat him to death. You think maybe Batter might not be a good guy now? There we go. Our adversaries have been purified. Goodbye, Hugo. I'm scared of the dark. From now on, there will be no more darkness. Because I've purified everything. Now, it's all nothing but white. So here's the last choice of the game. Real betrayer is rather the one who lies beyond the eye of the cat. What have you done, Transcendence? It's better this way. So, we make our choice. Do we fully purify this? Turn off the last switch in the game? Or do I change my mind and side with the judge in the end? Well, like I said, I've made my choice. I've made better strong. I did all the grinding, I gathered all the equipment. I even decided to do it on my own, to beat Hugo by putting in commands of my own. Will die in control of your evil marionette. So now we'll beat up our other friend. I don't even think the judge is that strong. 400 damage is pretty high damage. That was a miss. Good job, batter. You suck. We get special battle music as well. Instead of doing that, I'm going to do regular attacks because it does 300 damage in 2 hits. Yeah, that was 600, that was a crit. Actually, are you poisonable? Let's actually finish buffing everyone. Not that I really need to. Doesn't have any CP left. There we go. Killed our last friend. Our first friend, really. It's over. Escaping from your purpose is impossible. And now, my last act as the batter is to turn the switch off. So, you may have been curious that what I put in the description. Somewhere over the rainbow. So, as the credits go, and this song plays, there's nothing in the background. It's just all black because we've destroyed everything. So, well, I can't remember the name of the movie now. It just flew out of my head. Wizard of Oz. There we go. Wizard of Oz. Spoilers for this 100-year-old movie, but at the end of Wizard of Oz is that it was all a dream after all. So I'm extremely sure that this music was picked intentionally. Like, this was all a dream. This game has all been... So there's the credits I was thinking of. Enoch is Mortis Ghost's voice. So I'm pretty sure Mortis Ghost is saying that this game has all been a dream, an illusion, something created. Now, of course, games are all created by people, so that makes perfect sense in a meta sense. But maybe an in-world explanation. So this has one of the reasons I wanted to play this. This has a thank you for Suda51. It's definitely, it has a Suda style vibe to the game. And I really enjoy Grasshopper Manufacturer type games. So I think Mortis Ghost is trying to say in-universe that this game has all been a dream. Someone in the world dreamed everything up here, created things, invented personalities, gave stories to perhaps characters that didn't exist, and maybe, possibly, like comic books. This song's almost over. I really hope YouTube is fine with hearing Judy Garland here and doesn't flag me for it. Because this is a very old song, and I'm pretty sure in the public domain now, but that doesn't really matter with YouTube anymore. They'll claim me for no reason. Anyway, next part, I will go through again. I will pick the Ares card so we can get the secret ending, and I will choose the non-canon but much better for your heart ending of siding against the batter. So thank you for watching.